Jennifer Aniston endorsed Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, along with, of course, we know many other celebrities did. We know most of Hollywood tends to lean Democrat. We have Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Mariska Hargitay, Stephanie March, Tamara Tooney, Jennifer Lopez, a number of them. So here's what Jennifer Aniston put on Instagram. And of course, uh, some people are dumb enough to believe that she would be offended by some of the comments. The same thing that I went over with Mariska Hargitay. So here's what she posted. She said, "Hi friends. Today, not only did I vote for access to health care, for reproductive freedom, for equal rights, for safe schools, and for a fair economy, but also for sanity and human decency. Please remember that whoever you are and wherever you live, your voice matters. Your vote matters. I know we don't agree on everything, and that is the beauty of this country, but good Lord, are you aren't you tired of this negativity towards each other? The intimidation and constant threats to those who do not think the same as the other? Let's please end this era of fear, chaos, and the attacks on our democracy, and vote for someone who will unite us and not continue to threaten to divide us. I very proudly voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We are so lucky we get to vote, and this election is in our hands. We only have 1 week until election day. This was posted 2 days ago. That's why it's 1 week, she said. 1 week until election day. So talk to your friends, your family, your neighbors, and let's find our way back to each other with respect, common cause, and love." And of course, most people on here are saying, yes and yay and let's go and all this stuff here. Now, this is the part that I find to be hilarious. I see one person on here saying, "Sadly, you've lost me as a fan." And then to which one of my good Democratic friends on here says, "This is not an airport. No need to announce your departure." Now, a lot of my Democratic friends got that reference because that's what Mariska Hargitay said when one of her followers said, "You lost me as a fan, and I used to be a fan of SVU, but now you're supporting Harris, so I'm no longer going to watch the show." I don't know why these people think that that's somehow going to affect the celebrity. Listen, Jennifer Aniston has a net worth of about $300 million, a global box office of over $1.6 billion, almost 45 million followers on Instagram. She used to get paid $1 million per episode doing Friends. So I don't know why people think like, yeah, you think that's gonna hurt her? Like, you think she cares about that? In her mind, she's thinking, oh well, and then the very next second, she forgot that you even posted that. She doesn't even know who you are. So, and again, this goes to another. There's a couple things I want to say about that. One, and people are saying, well, no one cares who you voted for, and nor does it matter. Hollywood has no influence over people with common sense. See, here's what I feel. I feel that the people who are saying that are people who are primarily conservative, and if she was backing Trump, they wouldn't be saying this. Now, granted, that would be a flip side because people on the liberal side would be like, oh, well, come on, you lost me because you backed Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama before, so why aren't you voting for Kamala Harris? But guys, see, this is what she's talking about. And it's like, see, we as average people, okay, we're not rich, we're not famous, we're a bunch of nobodies. Okay, nobody knows who we are. Nobody's really paying attention to what we say. We're just a bunch of average Joes and Janes walking around, and we post about who we vote for. We supported Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the other side will post, oh, we backed, Trump or Vance or Mitt Romney or Mike Pence or whoever, and that's perfectly fine. That all goes to, freedom of speech, right? Why aren't celebrities allowed to voice their opinion? People saying, oh, celebrities should just stay out of politics. Why? Aren't they allowed to vote? Aren't they allowed to provide an opinion? Aren't they allowed to exercise their right to free speech? But again, to be fair, see, I'm kind of joking, but not really, because I get a lot of people are upset because if you are a conservative and you have Hollywood getting into politics, they see it as unfair to them because they know most of Hollywood is more Democrat leaning. And so, but you know what I say? Listen, you had celebrities speak at the Republican convention. And like I said in a few videos before, you had Hulk Hogan, you had Amber Rose, I'm sure there were others there. I don't know. Obviously, I don't. I mean, I've seen parts of it. I don't watch that stuff. I don't really watch Republican conventions, but I'm sure you had a number of them. And by the way, I'm also one of the few people here to sit here and tell you that even though I don't like hardly any Republican official in our government, I know that there are celebrities who are Republican, but I haven't stopped watching their movies or stopped liking their movies because they're Republican. You got Mark Wahlberg, who's a Republican, and he has great movies. He had the one comedy movie with him and Will Ferrell. I think it was called Daddy's Home. There was also the movie Ted, which, that's obvious for me because it's a Seth MacFarlane movie. Um, a few others that he had I thought were great. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's a Republican. Of course, I'm still a fan of the Terminator movies, and I eagerly await when and if Terminator 7 comes out. I'll be in theaters for that. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone. I mean, he's a Republican. That doesn't stop me from liking the Rocky movies. I'd watch them again. There's a few others. Mel Gibson, who's more Republican leaning. He had at least a good 2 or 3 movies I saw: Passion of the Christ, Ransom, and Braveheart. So, I don't know why people get outraged about stuff like that. They're just voting for who they want to. They're doing, again, I'm tired of this notion that, well, if they vote for the other side, that means they don't know what they're talking about and their opinion isn't needed. Well, listen, I'm the person to sit here and say, listen, I don't hide the fact that most, if not all, conservative sources I just don't watch. But I'm not going to sit there and say they don't have the right to speak. They can say what they want to say and do in their shows and do whatever they want on their shows, and they can promote who they want to promote. And they have an audience, and they make money off of that, and that's kudos to them. I just don't watch them. Or I mean, like I already didn't watch them because I just generally don't watch right-wing conservative sources. But, I mean, hey, I'm not going to sit there and say no one cares what they think. They have millions of followers. They have millions of subscribers. They got millions of friends on Facebook, whatever. That's fine. I don't know why it is when it comes to Hollywood celebrities, that's just somehow looked at in a different light. I never understood that. So, you know what? I'm glad that she's doing this. I'm glad to see people like Oprah Winfrey, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Bacon, Kira Sedgwick, Jennifer Aniston, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez. All these different people, celebrities coming out. Most of it for Democratic, Miley Cyrus, celebrities. So guess what? I just did a video where I was talking about how Democrats need to get out there and brag. I think celebrities need to do the same thing because celebrities have a lot of leverage and money and power that we don't have. So when they put something out there, it hits more people. That's why Republicans hate Taylor Swift, because she sells out arenas across the globe on what appears to be a daily basis without catching a break and performing in front of these audiences of 40 to 50,000 people, probably more. So when she says get out there and vote, there's a lot of people that are going to get out there and do that. And due to the fact that she's a Democrat, it's easy to believe that at least 90% of her audience is going to be Democrat. Now, she might have Republicans that support her music, but they don't support her politics, so they're not going to listen to her. I mean, they will vote. They're just not going to vote for Harris. They're going to vote for Trump, obviously. But I have no problem with this. Just like I have no problem with Hulk Hogan or Amber Rose speaking at the Republican convention. Celebrities are using their voice in the same way that we are. The difference is when they do it, they're more effective because they're rich and famous, which means they have the power and the leverage. And that's exactly why I'm glad that, again, from a biased, arrogant perspective, I'm kind of glad that more Hollywood is more Democrat. So I'm glad Jennifer Aniston, Mariska Hargitay, and all these people are coming out to support Harris and Walz. We're really going to need it this election cycle. So Jennifer Aniston manages to tick off some people with her pro-Democrat stance, and I feel good about that. It makes me happy. I want to talk to her in person and say thank you. I'd like to thank her. So, subscribe to my YouTube, please, and thank you. And I got a lot more coming. There's a lot of video reviews I got to do with a lot of movies. I'm going to go over the Friday the 13th movies, Halloween movies, all that stuff. So subscribe and stay tuned.